Yeah, my name's Tom Haxton. Again, yeah, cross country and track and field coach at JLS. And I just wanted to follow up after a discussion last week. I know you asked me to write to the city staff and CCU,
Yeah,
and thanks for sharing their response. And I think you probably saw my email response.
yeah.
Just
It
want
looks like I guess Kristen. Maybe just for people who are just they missed the first part of the story. Do you want to just kind of give a quick recap so people know what's going on?
Sure. Yeah. So I've been coaching cross country and track and field at JLS, and like a lot of the middle school sports, the coaching and day-to-day operations are run by parent volunteer coaches, and the city runs a program where they collect the registration fees. And for our teams, the fees are substantial. They were $50,000 for these two teams last year alone, and they didn't provide us with much support. And it's kind of seems to be a common known issue that the city management of the program isn't very responsive to feedback. And so we took an approach of starting a nonprofit, collecting the registration fees ourselves, and we've got a thriving team of 62 kids that are really enjoying themselves. And we just need them to have cross country meets to participate in. And JLS is part of a league of 13 schools. It's supposed to be open to these 13 schools, but we're not getting the access to the meets. And I think it's maybe even worse than when we talked last week. We're basically getting shut out of almost all of the meets.
Yeah.
And
So
I
so
don't
why
understand why.
what? Yeah. Why? I mean, so Kristen never quite responded to your question then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, there's like lots of discussion about what we should do long term. Um, and kind of the point of this nonprofit is I think it could lead to a lot of paths to improve all of middle school sports long term, whether more teams join us or whether we're kind of prototype some best practices of the city or the school district picks up. There's lots of things to do there, but the immediate issue is we have 62 JLS students who just want to compete in these meets. And I see there's a huge upside to those athletes. I think there's an upside to their 10 or so teammates that are participating on the city team. They might have like to have some classmates at their meets. And I don't see any downside to letting the kids compete. And that's
yeah,
all we're asking.
I don't either. So I don't understand the resistance. Um,
Yeah.
so um, do you think you could send another email to Kristen and maybe copy myself and Devin? And then maybe Devin, what you could do is you can invite Kristen to our next office hours with Tom, and we could have like a live discussion on this topic.
Yeah,
Because
that sounds great.
I think the purpose of the city is to serve the people of the city, right? Not to serve the staff. I understand that maybe there's a staff member's job at stake here, but really, um, they're here to serve the people, right? And if they're not serving the people, then they should get out of the way. I mean, that's my point of view. Unless there's something else I'm
Yeah.
missing, but
I'm not aware of anything. I mean, they wrote in a lengthy email, but did you read anything about that? Um,
I guess I still don't understand why they don't let you participate. I guess I'm missing that. Do they provide a
Yeah, I mean,
rationale?
they seem to just want to throw up all these barriers in front of us, and I don't see the point. I mean, maybe they succeed in discouraging us from trying to make improvement, or maybe they don't, but
Hmm.
that's beside the point. Like right now, we have kids that just want to compete.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe Devin, this might be a good, interesting thing to post about, right? Just to understand a little bit about the dynamics, because to me, it's just because I think the things you guys are trying to get is really basic stuff like paint for the finish line and stuff like
Well, yeah,
that,
I mean
right?
that's actually one of the more complicated things. But yeah, I mean the basically just getting our jerseys and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I mean those yeah, there's like one category of things. And sorry to jump in, but like the kind of basic things that don't cost much money, they weren't doing very well, and maybe they've learned from that, and maybe they would do better in the future. I don't know. Um, but then they're collecting all this money, and so I think we should either do something to support the teams with this money and or reduce registration fees, and we're doing both. And I'm like, it's pretty clear that you can easily do both. We dropped the registration fees from $335 to $200 and still able to um is they still would pay coaches, put some job postings out, paying coaches twice as much of what the city city's been offering and immediately got lots of interest and hired some great assistant coaches. And I think it's a pretty strong proof of concept that if you pay a wage that actually is enough to make a difference in the Bay Area, you can attract some qualified coaches. And like if you're gonna charge that much for these sports, you might as well do something like that. Or if you don't think that you need qualified coaches, then you should reduce the fee even more.
Yeah. Devin, just out of curiosity, where did you go? Did you go to JLS? Or what was your middle school?
Yeah, I did go to JLS. It's just really
Oh,
interesting for me because I had no idea this was a problem. And actually, my younger brother, he's at JLS right now, and he was on the cross country or the track and field team last year.
Oh, what's
Yeah,
what's his name?
his name's Rohan.
Rohan?
Yeah,
Wait, at JLS?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I should know him. Okay.
well, so Devin, just out, I mean, so your family is a consumer of this. What's your perspective of this issue?
Um, I mean, yeah, I don't have all the facts because I wasn't there from the previous meeting, but just from what I can gather so far, it seems pretty um just like sad. I mean, like you said, like the city. It's there, um, yes, to benefit staff, but really it's for the people. So the fact that this isn't being dealt with properly, I think is a issue.
So Devin, you know what I think we should do? So one thing is, Tom, is if you could respond back to Kristen, copy Devin, myself, and then Devin, try to invite Kristen to the next office hours, and then maybe Tom, you could also attend, so we could hear the city perspective, because I haven't really heard their perspective. And then, what might be good also is to maybe we could actually maybe create a little social media post, right? And invite other people to this office hours to have discussion. Because to me, it just seems like it's a no-brainer. But there's got to be something that I'm missing here from the city that I just don't know about because it seems like such a compelling argument. But um, I don't know, Tom, if you have an idea what it might be, let me know. But I don't know
Yeah.
what the resistance is about.
I mean, this is definitely unusual, basically. I'm pointing out that I don't think they've been doing a good job with their program. And instead of asking over and over again, as people have done in past years, I'm kind of doing this rogue operation. So it's not surprising to me that their initial reaction is like, who's this guy think he is? Like, spinning up his own team. And, for me, it's been kind of scary. Like, oh, is people actually gonna understand what I'm trying to do? But the proof of it to me is that like almost all of the kids and families are signing up for it and they really understand what I'm doing and why. And the feedback that I'm getting is very, very appreciative. So I think like once you take the time to understand it, you understand why it makes sense to take a drastic measure like this. And I think if you think about it, yeah, if you think about it, from the point of view of like we have a process and you've got to, stay in your lane and do things the normal way, it seems kind of crazy. But if you think about it from the point of view of let's do what's best for the kids and what makes sense, then I think it seems like the best thing to do.
So Devin, your brother was in this sports program. Was it with the city or is it with this nonprofit?
Cross
He was
City
on
last year.
the JLS team.
Oh, he was on this on the city team then.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah, I mean, we just started this fall, the nonprofit this fall. I mean, I coached last year under the city program.
So Devin, what did your brother get his jersey on time?
I'll have to ask him about that. I'm not
Oh,
sure um
okay.
too much about like the specifics of it, but I mean, I'm willing to ask.
Okay. And how are the coaches?
I mean, again, I didn't do it myself when I was at JLS, but from what my brother has told me, I mean, he likes the coaches that he has. Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak too much to that, unfortunately.
Okay, okay. Cool. Well, anyways, maybe next week or sometime soon we can have more of a discussion with Kristen and just try to get the thing. It shouldn't take a month to get this thing resolved. It should be in a week or so, right? But it sounds like this thing's kind of dragging out a bit.
Yeah, and like, on our side, it's sad. Like the first meet's on Wednesday. It's a home meet at JLS, and the kids aren't going to do it because the city team's hosting this home meet with their 7 or 8 kids.
And they're blocking guys out.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't get why, but okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's like someone can make a phone call and just ask if they can compete in this meet or something, that'd be great.
Mm,
But
okay.
um,
So Devin, why don't you do a social media post on this, and we'll just ask the question to the community, and if you could follow up with Kristen, Tom, maybe
okay.
tonight, and then we can invite, we can try to push this along.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, and you have my email, so you can copy me on that, and then I'll be sure to invite Kristen. If you book office hours next week, which it sounds like you will, we can invite him and we can have a big group discussion about.
Okay, so I'll write just a simple email suggesting that we talk at your office hours, or do you
Yeah,
want to follow up
definitely.
about
Yeah.
that?
Or tell us what are the reasons why, you know, why we're not gonna let other JLS kids participate? Like that would be a good reason to know.
Um, yeah, I wonder, have I? Okay, I'm wondering if I've asked them that. I mean, my guess is that their response would read kind of like this email that they sent to all the council members, which to me is not answering that question,
Well,
but
we
maybe
want
it's
the
in their
question
mind.
answered, right?
Was
And
that?
if there's not a good answer, then they should just let people do it, right?
Yeah, but I wonder if they somehow think this is a good answer. I mean, they seem to be interpreting they say I refuse to talk to them about improving the city program. That's not true, as I replied. But and I think in their mind, like my continuing my program, like is they're conflating that with refusing to try to improve the city. I would love to for the city to
Okay, well,
improve.
we're gonna send out the email.
Yeah,
Devin's gonna follow up with
I
Kristen and
think
yourself, and we're gonna have a discussion. And we should invite all the other parents involved, right?
okay,
Anyone else that's, supporting or opposed to this, and we can have a little discussion, try to, nail this thing.
okay. I appreciate it. That. Sounds great. Thank you so much for being willing to
Sure.
spend the time on it.
Yeah, of course.
Have a good
Okay,
night.
Tom, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, take
Bye.
care. Bye bye
Thanks, you
now.
too.
Okay, bye.